Hello and welcome to the My Eye Reviews where good movies rise and bad ones burn. So we are now down to 4 days till Friday's Saw X. So now it's time to continue on with the quote-unquote final chapter, that being Saw 3D. Just kidding, we're calling it Saw 7. Because yes, there's two reasons why I'm calling it Saw 7, not Saw 3D or Saw the Final Chapter. One is because God knows where our 3D versions of this movie are at nowadays. And two is obviously not the final chapter, you freaking idiots. And the only reason is because of Jigsaw and Spiral, which I'll get to those in the future, or even, which we will get to it pretty soon. So yeah. And yes, even though this isn't the final chapter, this does wrap up the continuity of the original Saw franchise for like 7 years or so. So, I say let's wrap this up on the continuity of the Saw franchise until Saw X by digging into Saw 7 and show you how they have it ended. So the movie begins with showing a quick flashback of the first one, of like seeing John come to life and closing the door, game over, yeah. However, it also cut to a trail of blood, which then shows the foot with body and that person being Warren Scorn. And yes, when I said a trail of blood, I mean the one from that Strom saw in Saw 5. Because again, if you've seen Saw 7, you know now. But yeah. And the way on how Gordon survived with the foot with his leg is that he used some steam on a hot wall to stop the blood. Then it cuts to the public world, which shows the first trap for this movie, which is for the first time ever in public. And it's called the Love Triangle Trap, which involves three people: Brad, Ryan, and Dina, I don't know. But yeah, and yes, they're all stuck in the trap, and the reason is because Love Triangle. And all Billy tells them to do is that the only way to escape is for one person to die, which is either Brad, Ryan, or Dina, which is above both of them in the center. And they use buzzsaws in front of them to use it. And they got 60 seconds to do it. And I know y'all might think that this is not bad, but then again, Dina used her fun, quote-unquote fun games so she can manipulate the boys to fulfill her familiar needs. Yeah. Which Jigsaw calls her a toxic person. I'm like, okay. And yeah, it's boy's choice if you're curious. And they did went back and forth, but of course, Dina showed proof that she was indeed toxic by, cheering on whoever was winning. Because that's how some girlfriends are sometimes. Not all girls are like that. But yeah. And the boys actually makes the best obvious choice that you would probably pick if you was in this trap. And that is that they should kill the girl that is cheating on each other. Because it's not worth both of their lives. And yeah. So they basically kill her. And then after a title card, we get, yet again, a previously unsaw scene where Jill set the reverse bear trap 2.0 on Hoffman. And randomly and actually did let the building, but decided to watch or hear Hoffman screaming. But after he slammed the trap through the bar window, she runs off and hides. Meanwhile, after Hoffman got out of there, he slowly walks to get some band-aids and such, and even oh yeah, the reverse bear trap 2.0, at least I think it was, I don't know, but yeah. Then he went back to his lair to stitch up his effed up cheekbone. And yeah. Then later, Jill went to the police department to talk to a new officer, Matt Gibson, since, everyone else are dead. And what else? And oh yeah, and Jill basically, we asked them for protection and tells them if they can do that for her, she'll tell her about Mark Hoffman, about him being John's apprentice as a jigsaw killer. And yeah, with Hoffman knows that he can't go back to his old life. He just has to destroy the stuff that will get them to find him. And he basically destroyed his phone, his ID card, his driver's license, his police card, ID as well, like his everything. Then grab some files for the next victim of the game, or series of games, which involves this guy named by Dinkin, who is talking about how he survived a jigsaw trap where he has a hook, where he has to stick hooks on his pegs and hoist him up on a platform. And yeah, people, if you couldn't tell, he is a big fat liar pants of fire. Because there is no way that we haven't heard about this gentleman in any other Saw movies. Yeah. And yeah, he has a wife, by the way. But meanwhile, after his world tour interview, and talking with his wife, it cuts back to Jill leaving the police department on a cold winter night, which looks like it. And then he sees a tricycle, which belongs to Billy the Puppet. Then he gets kidnapped by a pig mask. And this next scene, I would call it a trap, but it's not a trap. It's basically a death sentence trap. So yeah, which we're calling it the a blade train trap, which has Jill stuck on, is trapped, and there's And Hoffman has like a machine where it goes straight towards her and cut her in half. And he tells Jim, oh, the only thing that sucks about killing her is that he can only do it once. And yeah. And he kills her. But of course, it was a dream because there's no way that it would have been real. Yeah. Then it shows, and then, yeah. Okay, and this next trap is my very interesting one. It's also my favorite one. Like, not my number one favorite because of like something that you might hear about, only because of the reason why the victims are on there. But then again, they deserve it all. And that's that this next trap is called the horsepower trap, which involves Evan and two of his friends and his girlfriend. And if you're wondering what the fuck they're in for, simple. They're racist bastards. They are all racist. Shit. Yeah, I dropped my old phone in case I'm messing with it again. So yeah. So the only way that Evan can save all of them, including himself, in under 30 seconds, and I know that... Or wait a minute, was it? Yeah. Was it? Yeah. Yeah, in 30 seconds, he has to lean over and pull the lever that will stop the horsepower. But the problem is, he is glued to his seat. So how the fuck is he gonna do this in under 30 fucking seconds? Because of course they all die! Which I'll tell you how. After the 30 seconds, the jacks fell and lay on his girlfriend, and the drice started moving fast. And one of his friends got his jaw and his arms ripped off, like, good fucking lord. And the car rams into his other friend, and Evan finally dies from crashing into another car and jumping through the windshield onto the other car. And yeah. When the cops came over to check out the set, they also found the OG. He reverse barrel shot. Not the 2.01, the OG. And yeah. But however, that has Hoffman or Jill's fingerprints on. And Matt Gibson decided to talk or complaining at her about like saying that she's crazy and all, because that's the thing with Matt Gibson. He always wants to call Jill crazy. Crazy people. And yeah. And also, a little later, your Hoffman sends a DVD showing that he knows where Jill is, and gives Matt a choice, and that is to give him and Jill, and the game to win, or he can he can come on over and kill them all and just for the freaking take them all down and such like that. However, they promised Jill for protection, so they decided to take her to another prison set. And also, meanwhile, while the other cops are investigating the horsepower trap, a random explosion happened and it lured everyone outside. Meanwhile, then also there's a Jigsaw Survivor support group which they're hearing about a girl named Sydney who survived a trap that was, I think, originally supposed to be in this movie, but is not. Which is called a lawnmower trap, where she had to kill her boyfriend or he'll kill her in order to survive. And yeah, since this is a Jigsaw Survivor support group, basically they have a lot of people that survived the saw traps. Well, not all but some. Like they have Simone from Saw 6 who survived that pound of flesh trap. And yes, she's back again, and she hears about how Simone was glad that she had to kill her boyfriend so he can leave him. But Simone says that the best thing that after cutting off her whole arm was handicapped at the mall. I'm like, really? But then again, my mom is crippled, so touche. And yeah. As for who else is there, they got Malik from Saw 5 and people from Saw 6. They got Addie, Tara Abbott, and Emily. And also Brad and Ryan are there as well. And yeah, even though, and yes, I'll admit, some of them do not look the same like they were earlier. But hey, it's been years since they've been trapped. So time flies, people. Time flies. And yeah, after Bobby makes a little speech about his trap and all. However, in the background comes out Lawrence Gordon talking about how they're grateful to be in their promotional DVD or something. And no, I don't know why Bobby is making a DVD of this whole thing. Like, dude, you survive a trap. We get it. Shut up. Yeah. And also, then later on, unfortunately, Bobby gets kidnapped because, again, he's the big fat liar. And yeah, he is stuck in a cage. So, all he has to do is simply survive in a cage, which he eventually does get out of the cage. But also it shows in a flashback that the way on how he invented his own little trap that he's in is that he got it from the news when he heard about a girl's little Jigsaw survivor. And no, she wasn't part of the survivor support group, so yeah. But also, there was another flashback later in the movie where it shows that Bobby and John did met, and John did knew that he wasn't in a trap at all. And yeah. Also, his goal at the end is to survive and save her girlfriend and Joyce, who is on chain now. And for some reason, she is wondering what's going on, despite, like, hello, this is assault trap, girl. Your boyfriend, husband is screwed. Or screw the pooch. And then, oh my lord. Then we come to the dumbest trap, let alone the dumbest person, aside from Jeff, ever. I don't want to talk about it honestly, but I got it because this is part of the game. It's called the fish hook trap. And I know that some of y'all people are going to complain about me not liking this, but I don't like it because it's stupid. Because I understand the reason why she would do this, but just trust me, okay? So this girl, Tina, is in a straitjacket along with, and has a hook in her mouth that goes down her stomach, which holds the key to her freedom. So Bobby has to help her out on this fish hook trap. But if she screams or screams and such, then the 4 spikes surrounding her will penetrate her throat. And yeah. But even though she clearly hears what Billy is saying, yet she still screams like a dumbass. Also, yeah, interesting enough, John decided basically this whole game during so will have a speak no evil, see no evil, and hear no evil. This fish hook trap is basically the see no evil, the speak no evil one. And yeah. Anyways, if you're curious, yes, obviously Tina fails and Bobby screams, why wouldn't you just shut the fuck up, because that's what she's supposed to do? And I get it. It will be hard when a hook is hurting yourself just by, and yeah. And then the next trap was see no evil, which I don't get why it's see no evil, but okay. And all Bobby has to do is lift up some weights and let 2 needles poke his hips and stop the trap for like 20 or 30 seconds. Otherwise, she'll rotate it towards the 3 spikes that will stab her eyes and mouth. And of course, he fails. Then lastly was the hear no evil trap, where it involves his best friend Cal, who obviously knows about his secrets and all. And he's also blind, by the way, because there was some a blind thing on him. All Bobby has to do is guide him to the key and help him free. But if he fails in under 60 or 30 seconds or whatever, he'll get hanged. And yeah, they were so close on freaking getting Kale free, yet Bobby thought that the best idea ever was to throw the key at Kale. But obviously he stumbled and dropped it, and yeah. It was fucking stupid. Yeah. Anyways, then Matt Gibson gets another DVD or an email from Mark Hoffman showing that he sealed his fate, but also giving him a clue saying, look beyond the crossroad to the clear dawn, then you'll see it. What he means is that at the crossroad where the crossroad he means is an abandoned warehouse where years ago Matt Gibson got into a scuffling with a criminal But Hoffman stops him, and even though he dropped the gun, he shoots him, and he says that Mal owns him after that. But yeah. And he Matt got transferred. But also, he got 3 of Hoffman's corrupted cops arrested, and Hoffman swear on his revenge, which will be in this movie. Then he realized that the Clear Dawn part was the place that the Bobby's game is happening. And yeah, basically the cops do get all the way to, they was getting closer and closer to Bobby, However, one of the other people at the police department told Matt Gibson that the email feed actually came from the horsepower trap. So Matt and his buddy, 2 cops and his buddy, went right back to the horsepower trap and realized that the mirror that they saw earlier with the reverse bear trap and all was actually a 2-way mirror, just like how Saw 1 had it. So Matt breaks it to reveal a door, and all the way at the end he sees someone behind a cloak. However, it wasn't Matt. It was actually the same guy who had his arms and jaw all ripped off earlier in the horsepower trap. And it was revealed that Hoffman was watching all of them because, hello, he's a freaking cop. And he set off the time when he set out the bomb, it was actually a lure. Or it was actually to lure out the others outside so that he can replace the de-jaw and de-armed person. And yeah, sorry, there's the handle was pretty loose over here on my computer desk. And replace his body with his so he can go get to the morgue to go kill Jill. And yeah, and so Matt tries to tells people to get back to the police department the right away, but then a gun out of nowhere comes in and kills 2 cops and Officer Gibson. Yeah. Meanwhile, at the morgue, they got the doctor that examined it on the bodies throughout the Saw franchise, who was in Saw 4 and Saw 6. Hicks was about to open a body, and what was it? Of course, Mark fucking Hoffman, who kills him. And then he walks over to the door and kills the other person. Then meanwhile, the officer that was trying to go up to Bobby, he went into a different route and ends up in a trap where there's gas coming in and it kills him. It was the 5 SWAT officers. And sorry, there was a fly on the screen. And no, he ain't done yet, but before then again, screw it. I was thinking about finishing up Bobby's side of the story, but I'll get to it in a little bit. Because yeah, I'm using the kill count videos again. So Bobby walks up to this random lawyer and kills him. And then went after Officer Palmer, the girl who was helping Gibson and breaks her neck. Not stab her through the throat, just her neck. Then use her body so he can get in closer and kill a police officer. Then finally he kills Officer Roger, who's Gibson's buddy, right in the eye. Then walks into the room and comes face to face with Jill after all these months. However, where Jill uses, I think, a pen or maybe something to stab him in the throat, or neck, but he's still movable, so he walks around to find Jill and knocks her out. But meanwhile, Bobby, he is now in one last mini game before the main event, where he has to pull out two of his back of his teeth to find the 4 combinations to the door, which he does, and then finally gets to his wife. But even though he was now face to face with his wife, he can't get to her because there was some electric barbed wire surrounding her. And all Bobby has to do, basically, in this last one, is to do the trap where he lied about. Yes, he's literally now going to do it. And all he has to do, not to pull up to the platform, no, but to where he needs to plug something in together. And before he does it, he does come clean to his wife like a nice person would, because you should come clean and repent of your sins and such. And yeah. So Bobby does it, and of course, staying smartass, he fails. And he doesn't have enough time to do it again. Because yes, Joyce unfortunately dies in this uncomfortable trap for most people, which is a reference to the brazen bull death, but in this version it's called the brazen pig death. And yeah, it is real, people. You do not want to be in it unless you want to be cooked like a bacon. Yeah. Meanwhile, Hoffman finally knocks out Jill, straps her up with the same chair that he was stuck in, but he doesn't go for the reverse bear trap 2.0. Oh, no. He goes for the original. Then sets it up on her, turns the timer on, and of course, she dies from it. Finally showing the gruesome death of the reverse bear trap, what it will do to you if you fail on it. And yeah, of course, she fails in it because there was no key to it. At least I don't think. Yeah. You can even see his tongue right then and there. Yeah. And also Hoffman says game over to her dead body, walks, leaves, goes to his lair to take some money and guns and such, and blows up his lair. However, for 3 more pig mask men and gangs up on him and sticks a needle on him. However, before he passes out, one pig mask removes to reveal Dr. Gorin. And I know you're wondering, who are the other 2 pig mask men? Well, at first you may not know, but if you listen to the director's commentary version, they would reveal that it was originally going to be Brad and Ryan, and from the love triangle trap that was going to be the other 2. But they didn't reveal it like in the movie, but I think that would have been an accurate idea. And then a flashback shows that after Gorin passed out from his footless wall steam blood stop, John walked over to grab him wake him up to congratulate him from surviving, then heal him, nurse him back to health. But also it shows that in Saw 6, when Jill will take the big yellow envelope to someone, it was actually Lawrence Gordon that was the one that got the tape. And John tells him that tell Gordon that he was his greatest asset. Because yes, it was Gordon who did the eye stitching thing in Saw 2. It was Gordon that stitched Trevor and Art Blank's eyes and lips. Hell, he was even the one that wrote the note, "I know who you are," to Hoffman. Not Strom, Hoffman. And even choosing Lynn for John's doctor in Saw 3. And yeah. Anyway, but Hoffman passed out. Then John tells Gordon to watch over Jill, and if something ever happens to her, he wants to immediately go down his path, and in return he won't keep no more secrets from him, and tells him about a lot of rooms, places, but there is one that will be most me. And thus we come back to the bathroom trap, where Hoffman is chained up to a wall with now the skeleton Adam, a skeleton Zeb, a skeleton Xavier, and a skeleton of Warren's foot. And he stops and he grabs the saw from that Hoffman was about to grab, but it was. And Hoffman tries to grab it, but it was too late. And Lawrence looked at it, having a flashback of Saw 1, then says, "I don't think so." Then throws it right out the door. And then walks away, turning out the lights. Hoffman screams at him that "you can't do this to me, F you, no." And the movie ends with Gordon saying, "Game over," closing the door, and Hoffman saying, "No." And yeah. The movie is okay, but I don't know if it's the greatest because of the characters now. Like, yeah, it had a perfect quote-unquote final chapter, and yeah, it was the final chapter for like 7 years until 2018, where Jigsaw comes out. Which we will look at that either tomorrow or Wednesday, whichever I choose first. So thank you for watching the Bite Guy Reviews. Here's my social medias. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.